Hi, my name is Pierre Molina. I am the CEO of EcoBolt Incorporated. Thank you for your time for listening to this presentation. Thank you. What if one small change in your car could cut emissions, save fuel, and boost performance without going full electric? This is why I founded EcoBolt Incorporated. EcoBolt have a mission to lead the shift towards a cleaner and smarter transportation system. I've always been a fan of gas power engines. I personally have a 2020 Camaro that has all the performance I can get, but it wastes gas left and right. Gas-powered engines causes global warming and serious issues to the planet. This is why I want to offer a better gas-powered vehicle that is more eco-friendly. At EcoBolt, we believe that small changes can drive a big factor to saving the planet. A group of engineers and sustainability experts, including myself, have worked together to accomplish this dream of saving the planet. This is why we created this hybrid vehicle that is powered by a 40-volt battery system. We started with a simple goal: make green technology more affordable and accessible for everyday drivers. EcoBolt stands for Energy, Innovation, and Sustainability. We are not just building cars, we are building a future. On the next slide, you will see the investment structure. We are seeking an initial investment of $1.5 million for 20% of our company. Here's a total breakdown of how we're going to use that $1.5 million. For 35% of it, we're going to invest on research and development on furthering improving the 40-volt battery. We want to improve the performance of our 40-volt battery so it can lead to a longer life and faster charging to the vehicles. We want to run more than enough tests to test its durability and thermal safety. We also want to develop a smart software to control the battery usage when operating the vehicle. This can lead to a battery to switch from gas to electricity more efficiently and vice versa. For 30% of the $1.5 million, we want to invest in legal and compliance. We want to make sure that our vehicle meet all requirements for the national safety standard and environmental regulations. We want to secure patents for our 40-volt battery system and vehicle designs to protect our innovations. We also want to ensure that we meet green manufacturing standards such as Environmental Protection Agency. For the remaining of that $1.5 million, we want to invest in marketing and branding. We want to create a stronger image of the company than what we have right now. We want to reflect our mission even bigger. We also want to make a commercial to worldwide to showcase our vehicle that it can too save the planet. We also want to understand what our consumers want in their vehicle so we can meet their demands. On the next slide, we will review the financial data. We have sold 2,500 vehicles for the first half of the year. Each vehicle averages around $30,000 in sales. Our sales year to date is $75 million. We have projected there will be a 20% increase in demand due to higher incentives by the government for these hybrid vehicles and the EV cars as well. And we also predicted that there will be a higher fuel cost later down in the road. We will expect another 3,000 sold units until the final months of the year. This will add another $90 million to our sales. Our final sales revenue will be $165 million in 2025. Our production cost is $17,200 to make these vehicles. The total production of the vehicle is $15,000. This includes the battery. This includes the bumpers. It also includes the engine as well. The marketing and sales is $1,000. Research and development is $500. And logistic costs to deliver these cars to the customers or the dealerships is $1,200. Our current profit as of June 2025 it is $32 million. Our total projected profit at the end of the year will be $70.4 million. On the next slide, I will explain to you about the strengths of these products. One of the strengths of the mild hybrid vehicle, it is an affordable alternative to the full hybrid vehicles and the EVs. As you may know that Teslas and GM or GMC are really expensive with their hybrid vehicles and EVs. They usually range about $40,000 to all the way up to $70,000, which is pretty much expensive. But our vehicles averages around $30,000. Another strength of this mild hybrid vehicle is that it enhances fuel efficiencies than any other vehicle that is in the market right now. If you compare it with the Honda Civic averages around 30 miles to the gallon, but our vehicle averages around 54 miles to the gallon. Another strength is it has a smoother engine start-stop function. Many people don't like start-stop function. If they think that it will damage the engine, it doesn't work too good. You can feel it whenever it turns back on. But we made a stop to that. We made it smoother so you won't have to feel it at all. And we made it make sure that it does not affect the engine at all. The vehicle that was being produced, we use lightweight materials so that it won't damage the performance of the vehicle. If we put any heavy metals or heavy materials on it, pretty much it will slow the vehicle down. When there are strengths, there will always be weaknesses. We will talk about weaknesses in the next slide. One of the weaknesses of the hybrid vehicle is there is a limited electric-only range to the vehicle. Most of the time it will use power from the gas power engine, meaning that it still relies on gasoline rather than electricity. We need more time to develop it, more time to research it on how to make it happen. Most of the consumers that will be buying these type of vehicles are not familiar with the function of the 40-volt battery. They don't know what causes the 40-volt battery to make the car run, and they don't know how the 40-volt battery saves a planet as well. These weaknesses that I've stated can create multiple opportunities. We can talk more about these in the next slide. On the previous slides, I had talked about the weaknesses, but it can create multiple opportunities. We can educate our salespeople about the functions of the 40-volt battery so they can relay this message to the consumers to know exactly what they're buying. It is also another opportunity to create a bigger bridge between the gas power engines and full EVs. Some people want to buy gas power engines, but they want to save the planet as well, but they don't want to go the full EV route. I'm one of them. So that's why we created this hybrid vehicle to put right in the middle so they can choose that vehicle, so they can feel the gas power engines on their feet and save the planet as well. There are also tax incentives when it comes to EV vehicles, and hybrid vehicles fall into that EV vehicle category, so that can help consumers get their money back or get a discount from the vehicle price. On the next slide, we'll talk about the threats of the hybrid vehicle market. You may be aware the EV market is growing exponentially fast. You've seen commercials from Tesla, you've seen commercials from GM that is going full electric now. They even got rid of the Camaro, which I'm sad about. This could overshadow the hybrid vehicle market that ruins the reputation of the 40-volt battery. We can also face a global battery shortage. You guys remember in 2020 when every car manufacturer faces a chip shortage in China. This ruins their whole car manufacturing process. We want to try to avoid that by focusing more research and development to avoid that issue. The next slide, we will finally talk about the product. and their functions. The 40-volt battery can offer multiple benefits to the vehicle. One of the benefits is that it can reduce the engine workload and significantly cut fuel consumption. This can mean that these vehicles can be more reliable than any other gas-powered vehicle that is out there. It can downsize the engine size completely. This can mean that there will be less material that is producing in that vehicle. The hybrid vehicle will optimize the engine cutoff while driving on the highway at a consistent speed, similar to GM's V8 active fuel management style. On GM side, when you're driving at a consistent speed, half of the cylinders will be cut off and will not be activating. But on the hybrid vehicle, if you're driving at a consistent speed on the highway, it will shut off the engine completely and use electricity instead. The hybrid vehicle is also made of lightweight materials. If you put on heavy materials on the vehicle, it will slow the vehicle down drastically. If you put lightweight materials on there, it will boost up the performance exponentially. We are also being committed to sourcing 100% of renewable electricity for our sites. At EcoBoat, we are creating a greener transportation system that will be beneficial to the planet. Our 40-volt battery can help us with these changes. It provides us with a lot of benefits. It has lower emissions, better fuel economy, and affordable pricing without the risk of losing performance of the vehicle. Finally, we are seeking $1.5 million in exchange of 20% of our company. This investment will help us improve the 40-volt battery through research and development, a better marketing strategy to paint the bigger picture of our mission is, and strengthen the operations to ensure compliance with environmental laws and regulations. Now I want to leave you with the question: what would the world will look like in 10 years if people are still driving gas-powered vehicles? I think about the same, but with hybrid vehicles. Thank you for your time and appreciation.